Hello, welcome back. My headband is on, so we mean business today. I'm gonna be making a wallet. And I saw someone make a wallet out of just like fabric in this very simple way. And I thought, you know what? That's a quick and easy project, I can do that. And then my friend will have something nice, hopefully that they will like. So here is the fabric, and this is all I have of it because it came in like a bundle of a bunch of scraps I got from somebody. So I'm gonna sew these together, obviously, but I'm gonna cut this out first. So I have my Barnes & Noble gift card to check on the size. I'm gonna cut it for seam allowance because I'm also gonna cut a lining. So I want seam allowance to turn it inside out and to sew a line on the side. So I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna need like that much seam allowance on each side. That's what I'm gonna kind of just plan for. And then lengthwise, I want to leave like gap because I want another like shelf of cards, so like that. And then there's also a gap for it folding over, so I'll say like maybe this much, and then I need this much length on the other side. Ooh, there we go. That is how I usually eyeball out my patterns, and usually works. All right, that's cut out. I'm gonna cut out the same shape in this, but I'm not gonna have to have it in two, so I'll leave a little shorter to make up for this seam allowance. I'm overestimating what I'm gonna need because it's easier to take things away than to add them. Okay, so I've cut out 2 squares this size, 2 squares that size, and a piece of elastic, and I'll show you what I'm gonna use those for in a second. Okay, so I sewed this together, perfect. And now this is my lining piece, and I'm just gonna fold each of these squares in half and lay it on here, and I'll show you. So I folded them like this, the longer ones, the shorter ones, and all of the edges match this edge. Now I'm just gonna sew a line down each of these, taking them apart, just so that they are not like bubbly when the wallet's finished. Okay, now she looks like this. Oops. So now I've made a big sandwich. I have 2 layers of stabilizer, my top, my elastic, and my bottom, and all the pockets. I'm gonna pin this, and then I'm going to sew it all, leave a little hole so I can turn it inside out. All right, so I sewed around this whole thing. I reinforced the areas that the elastic is attached to, and then I just trimmed off all the excess because I did leave a lot of seam allowance just because I'm not following a pattern. Okay, it's all turned inside out. Now I'm going to sew this closed and then just sew a line around the whole edge, avoiding obviously sewing down the elastic. Here it is, finished product. I'm so happy how this turned out. I'm so excited. And you can open it and there's 4 pockets, and all the pockets go all the way down. So you can also keep like dollar bills in there and stuff. I'm so excited with how it turned out. I think it's so cute. And I'm really proud of myself for making up this pattern as I went, and it still looks very neat and clean and nice. So hopefully this inspired you to make up a pattern for yourself. And thank you for watching. If you haven't done something creative yet today, go into something creative. Bye.